Where's Miss Shauna? Where is Miss Shauna? Miss Shauna, come on. All right. Want to stand here next to the VA? Now, am I loud and clear this morning? All right. Good morning. Okay. All right. So, Patrick, I am loud and clear. I will look. I want to be heard this morning. So, thank you, media partners. Thank you, everyone. My name is Toni Williams. I'm currently the superintendent of Memphis Shelby County Schools. But guess what? I am a product of this school district and a long time proud Memphian. And I want to start, and I want you guys to hear me, and hear me loud and clear, to everyone like me who calls Memphis home. Memphis home. We all know our community is facing an epidemic of crime. This is something that we all face every single day. As the second largest employer in this city, the second largest employer, and the largest school district in Tennessee, this surge in violence has directly impacted Memphis Shelby County Schools families. We have lost 38 students in this school year, 22 to violence, homicides, 22. Our babies are being affected and families are being torn apart. Now, we must do more as a community. Today, I am taking a stance against crime that is plaguing our city, and I'm taking a stance as a crime fighter. And we can smile about that one because I will unpack that and how it relates to our babies and our students. I recognize that crime affects us all. Therefore, it is the collective responsibility to combat it. Not just one person's responsibility, not just one leader's responsibility, but the collective responsibility. Our district will help fight crime in this community. Joining me today in this fight are parents. Parents who have lost their children. Parents. Children that have been victims of violence. Juvenile Court Judge Tariq Sugarman is a partner in the work, and you see here present today our district attorney, and I want to thank you for standing here with us and taking a stance and being a partner in this work. Of course. Thank you. Both of them who believe in our children, they've stood beside us in this community to ensure that our youth are safe and focused on the growth. And you see my dedicated cabinet members here. You see everyone behind me. But most importantly, I will be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the school board members who's standing here. You see our board chair out there, Green. You see board member Michelle McKissick and our other board members who are not here today, but the work continues. They strongly support. And I remember us reading the names every single board meeting. And I think that we have become jaded in some ways because we're used to this, which is why we're here having a discussion with you today. It is no more that we can be jaded around this discussion. We want to bring light to it. But I want to say that I'm grateful for everyone's presence today. And together, I believe that we can make a difference. As the superintendent, it may seem a little unconventional to begin a speech by declaring that our school district is going to focus on fighting crime. But the reality is that ensuring students have thriving education spaces that profoundly impact the presence of safe, nurturing neighborhoods and home environments. That's what education is about, and that's what this conversation is about. We know that children with high quality education and learning spaces are more likely to be engaged as young people and become, guess what? Productive adults. Our mission in the educational sector in this district goes beyond academics. It involves shaping a future of our community by fostering environments where our youth can thrive from the temptations of crime, activity, and simply, in most cases, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. We know the first step is giving children a high quality education. Guess what? We need them to be in school attendance. That's number one. So parents, make sure your children are here in school every single day. We understand that there may be some barriers. That's why we've invested time and dollars in truancy dollars and clinics. We even created an attendance truancy task force to support our parents and learn more about the challenges that make it difficult to ensure that they're here in school every day. We've partnered with the district attorney's office, juvenile court to strengthen focused interventions and accountability. We've expanded community schools, wraparound services and families, and have offered extracurricular activities before school and after school to keep our youth engaged. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is just simply not enough. Without your support, the community's support, we all must do more by ensuring that we remain focused, but we cannot do this work alone. The school system cannot do this alone. School should not only be a place where our students are encouraged and engaged, it must happen beyond the school bell, at home, in the community. And as a community, we must dive deeper into the key drivers that engage and disengage youth to truly understand what is impacting crime in this city. Poverty. Memphis is a city of poverty. Poor mental health. Those are challenges that we face in this community. Those are the true pillars of issues. And while the district has invested more than $20 million annually, yes, annually, in behavior and mental support for students and families, we must prioritize and advocate the solutions to assist our students beyond the school bell. Families across this city, guess what? They face housing insecurities, job insecurities, food insecurities, transportation disparities, and illnesses and ailments that impact our students. Many of these issues, they hinder our students from entering these very school walls and buildings. So as a community, we must put forth long-term, sustainable solutions to address the root causes. It's okay to be reactive sometimes, but my first question is, what about the proactive root causes? How do we address those? Once our students are in schools, they have to feel like they belong, like their environments reflect their potential. We're talking about creating a productive, safe, and nurturing environments that they want to run to every day, not run away from. We know that schools in many cases across this very city are uninviting. They lag behind the suburban school districts. I've been stating that for the last 6 months. You've heard about infrastructure plans. I invite you to some of our schools because there's never a place and a time that I won't advocate for funding to make sure that our students, our babies, are in environments that are comparable to the nation, that are comparable to the suburban school districts. We have already begun creating and crafting an infrastructure plan. So to take an honest look at the state of our schools, ask yourselves, let's ask all of ourselves, our building spaces where students feel empowered, do they feel like their best selves? Do they feel inspired to make the best decisions? The answer is no. I'm not afraid to say that. No, because we need funding and resources, and we need to know how do we get them there. I am pleased to see the city of Memphis, their administration starting to have strong stands and conversations during the first days of the administration. And this is proof that if we stop pointing fingers, we have a community discussion, we come together, Memphis, we can take this place further and farther, and we can address the root causes and issues around crime. We all have a stake in this. We all have a stake in changing student lives and addressing our young people's future. We must all ask ourselves, how can we impact the issues from our respective lanes? And media, I'm talking about you too, so we'll get there in a second. How can we all be crime fighters? I'm charging our district teachers and staff, our families, the business community, the philanthropic community to join us in a united front. So let's talk a little bit about the people who give their heart, their soul to this district. Our teachers, our staff. There's never a point in time that I'm never going to say, thank you. I want to say it each and every time I get an opportunity because I see firsthand how you show up. And you not only do your jobs, but you give more. You give your personal self. So the role of a teacher and a staff member in Memphis Shelby County Schools, we will continue to support increasing attendance by creating engaging classroom environments to make our students feel welcome, make sure they feel valued, make sure that when they come, they're excited to learn. School staff will continue to implement the intervention strategies for students that show signs for chronic absenteeism so that students that are on the brink of being disengaged are immediately identified. Moreover, this school district will continue supporting the professional development of our teachers and our staff and build strong relationships with students. Understand their diverse challenges that they face. I ask you, community, do you understand the diverse challenges of some of our students that they face? I want to make sure that we're escalating for the appropriate resources. Many of you media partners have reported on our financial challenges with ESSER leaving. But guess what? My commitment is still here to make sure that we prioritize the resources that are needed, and most importantly, to city leaders, state leaders, county leaders, that we advocate for the necessary funding needed to make this school district what it should be and what it needs to be with the appropriate resources. We need intentional reviews of investment in spaces, and that's what we're committed to doing. To make a positive impact to all of our neighborhoods, we have to position these schools as a pillar of our communities. We want our schools to represent not just an environment of education, but hope. Because if you're looking at this community, I know that we've had a lot of conversations around the business, the philanthropic, about crime. But guess what it first starts with? Hope in our babies, our children, addressing the root causes first, or we'll continue to be reactive as a community. Our main goal is to continue to build out a robust infrastructure plan this year. And I know you guys are tired of me talking about it, but you're going to hear a lot about that infrastructure plan all year long because it's time to have the necessary conversations for resources for our students. Now, moving along to families. We know that families hold the power to the success of this school district. Families play an important role to ensuring that our students attend school regularly, establishing a consistent routine at home, emphasizing the importance of education, and setting expectations for attendance goes a long way. Open and continuous communication between our parents, our schools, is very essential to ensure that they are informed. And we're going to continue to inform them. And guess what? We're going to continue to support them through the challenges that they face. We encourage our parents to be active participation and participants, in their child's education. So stay informed about their attendance, their academic progress. Our students must participate in school events. Ensure that you attend parent-teacher meetings. When parents are involved, students are engaged. The business community. Just definitely seen a nice article of the supports that's being requested from the business community. I stand behind them and I support those supports. Any resources for Memphis are resources for my students. I'm asking the business community also to contribute significantly in promoting school attendance and engagement. Here's how. Local businesses can adopt and volunteer in schools, establish necessity pantries, offer incentives for good attendance. All students like incentives, so definitely participate and offer those. Take on internships, sponsor school events, and mentor students. Again, mentor our students. So when you get ready to have a conversation about what can we do about crime, let it be the first thing that you say to yourselves. Is my company adopting a school? Am I, as a business leader, have I given my expertise to students? Why not? Why not? Because that's the real root cause in the conversation. Over the next few weeks, we're going to give you some details on how you can increase your engagement with our youth. Elected leaders. Lastly, elected leaders, across this city and county, I call on you to support policy initiatives that address and give resolve toward those root causes and underpin the crime that this community faces. Let's have some productive root cause conversations. But I know with your continued leadership collaboration, we can apply long-term sustainable supports that address housing, transit, job access, food disparity, and mental health. That's the start of the conversations around crime. So today, I am taking a stance today and declaring myself in this district as a crime fighter. But let me tie it back to education. We will all fight crime by doing everything that we can to commit to our children by learning, by increasing attendance, by engaging, by holding accountability, but with accountability, providing the necessary resources to our students, our families, our parents. So I ask, will you parents, community members, business leaders, elected officials partner with us? We will fight crime by rooting out those deep, saddened challenges that plague our community and push individuals towards violence. I will ask you to join us at the table to discuss sustainable long-term solutions. We will continue to build out a strong infrastructure plan, because I'm definitely serious about this infrastructure. That's the conversation, because our students deserve more. It will be a plan that brings hope. It will be a plan that brings life. It will be a plan that includes safe and productive learning spaces. I ask you, will you support? Will you truly invest in our kids, our students? Again, I have two parents that are standing next to me. And it's not it's difficult to be able to stand here, but with their strength, I'm finding strength, because 22 students have lost their lives to violence that have resulted from violent acts. More have been incarcerated because of criminal activity. I mean, that's a city discussion. But if nothing else, that is abundantly clear to me, saving our children truly takes us all. It can't be a silo conversation in Memphis anymore. It can't be finger pointing. It has to be a collective discussion. And it takes our district. It takes our parents. It takes the business community. It takes nonprofit partners. It takes elected officials. And guess what, media partners? It takes you too. We have journalism programs. I ask you, have you been to some of our journalism programs? Because I know there are students that will love to learn from you. It's going to take us all. So I implore you to join me today to fight crime through education for the sake of our babies, our community, and most importantly, our future. I turn it over back to media. All right.
Thank you all. That's the end of our press conference, but we will have our elected officials, school board members, families, school staff that's available for individual interviews with you to talk about how they have been impacted by violence in our city and county. So thank you very much for attending the press conference. We have COM team members that will get whoever you would like to speak with after for individual interviews. Thank you.
Thank you. Listen. All right, needed to be said. Thank you. Come on with me. We're gonna talk about some of your crime fighters as well.